Play Peter Stump, who was the werewolf of Bedburg, based on the 1589 trial. So yeah, I did a little bit of research on YouTube. Apparently it was the first trial in the werewolf history in those days, in the Black Age period. And I applied for a couple of roles actually. There was a part of the priest, it was that same age group. I was just told to watch out certain horror films, that kind of thing. I'm making a massive film fan, more than an actor, I'm a film fan. So when we did the live link-up, I was showing Adam, like, here's all my films, like, it's like a mini HMV A to Z. You know, I've got like American Werewolf in London, American Werewolf in Paris, you know, all strict alphabetical A order, right until the bottom part of Z.
Oh! Oh! What is it doing awake at this time of day?
Might smell the food, doesn't it?
I'm Stu, I'm an actor and I'm on the Powerwolf 1589 video, which is very exciting. The first scene in the morning really was challenging in some respects. We didn't have the weather on our side, but it probably did lend to the atmosphere of the piece. Just watching Louis and Phoebe with their characters, Peter Stump and Belle, and this is someone who's been in this village for a long time, this is someone I've known.
So I googled the werewolf of Bedburg, just find out more about it kind of thing, and I did apply. And then for a couple of roles, Adam got back saying, well, be in touch a couple of weeks, which he did, and rang me. I didn't know who, I was in the library at the time actually. I remember that when he rang, I was like, get off. I just took him quiet, he couldn't understand what I was saying because I'm in the library. It's been, working with Phoebe, who plays Belle. She was really good and helped me. You know, it's like with the acting, the energy, you're not performing, you're giving the energy, I think the best give. So, and reacting as well, that was really good. And to be in real clothes with props and chains, you know, when they're really slamped like this, walking really slow, and you think, why? Because it's so heavy. You know, it just helps you believe more. And
during the filming, I was playing a villager. I decided I was selling frog soup to people, which went down very well. It then changed to mead because I thought people needed a little bit of alcohol.
Seeing when I was walking through the village, everyone looking at me in different ways. A guy with like red eyes, little baldy head, he was looking at me like, and he really freaked me out, looking at people who maybe were feeling a bit sorry for me. And it was sending me all over myself in my head. I was looking around at these people panicking, heart beating faster, my head was all over the place because all these people are throwing different emotions at me. And it was at the end we were sat next to each other when we were just having a coffee saying, you know, do you just get the crap out of me all day?
He really portrays a man in shackles. I mean, to be marched through this village knowing that everyone is judging you and that you have committed awful crimes against people in this village at a very hard time in the historical aspect. I mean, we've all got the plague. So the last thing we needed was a werewolf, really.
These guys. It's the main camera. Yeah. Very good. Very
good. And more. Do you want it to be reaching forward? Clawing, yeah. That looks nice. I like a bit of that. Down, yeah. Do a bit of everything. Really close to face as well.
Attila, he gave an amazing solo vocal performance out in the streets. The immediate passion and sort of grit and energy he had and presence was certainly something to behold.
There he is. Good spot. Can he lower it? Can he actually physically lower the light down?
Yeah. So yeah.
Perfect. So it's the same thing again on this one, dude. Big gritty teeth. Yeah. Having the most lucid nightmare you've ever had. Action.
So we are on day one today, and it's been a lot of fun, challenging. Did more physical than I've ever done either. But this has been nowhere, it's just pure emotion, physical. You know, having a nightmare and stuff, and clinging onto the bed, being in a bed, having a nightmare. Help me believe.
You want to use this great?
That works. This is more fun to
to watch. I hope you're getting this, Josh.
Okay, guys, going for a take.
Yeah.
Okay, Greg, are you ready, mate? Are you happy, chappy?
yeah.
Roll in. Okay, so it's sound again.
As well. Quite on set with rolling sound.
And
I saw that it was about a character called Peter Stubb, but fascinating story about a man who was thought to be a werewolf and who raped and ate all the young maidenhead in the village and was captured and was then burnt. But before he was burnt, he had his flesh torn off him with red hot pokers.
Right. Yep, that's alright for this block then, guys.
Well done, guys.
Well done.
Right, get some clothes on, lad. Come on.
well done, dude. That was amazing.
Yeah, David plays the priest, absolutely blew me away as well. He was amazing. And I'm glad he got the part of the priest. And I'm glad I got the part as Peter. I mean, I applied in general, really, thinking it'd be great to be a part of this, and I don't know who I'll get to be. Part of me was slightly shy of being like the lead of it, I don't know. But then I'm glad that I am in here, but yeah, it's been a really special experience for me, yeah. Enjoying it.
You two Tom chaps. Behind them.
That's a jugs down.
So when I say action, you're all going to step forward, and as they get closer, you all envelope him. Action!
Yes, the priest's performance was certainly a highlight. I don't know how he managed to give it so much guts, but he really went for it.
I will hear testimony.
Scenes with the priest. Talk about fire and brimstone. It blew me away. It really did. We all had to scream in how we were feeling about the main werewolf character in this video.
Right, we're going to get rolling, so pump up the emotion.
Louis' performance in that scene was outstanding. You know, he's front and centre and he's really giving it raw emotion. It's inspiring to watch people deliver that sort of thing. Something else that was really nice actually was the band getting involved. So they were all in, you know, period clothing and stuff, and really nice guys.
The noise that we created was untrue. I mean, we had people that were for him, people that were against him. It's been amazing. I mean, and I so can't wait for tomorrow's shoot.
Adam keeps referring to him as just a stump.
Yeah.
You're not really sure, are you? So.
Yeah, just stay like that.
Just stay like that, look up at him, yeah. Head down.
Action! That was great. We're going to do one more with the smoke.
Yeah, at the time it was just the crossover between the Catholics and the Protestants. So, first question, was I a Catholic priest or was I a Protestant priest? So it was a fun part to play, and of course, being heavy metal music, I wasn't looking at a subtle performance.
Peter falls to his knees crying, so he's going to fall down like this, crying, yeah? What do we need lighting-wise? Action!
It's just obviously he's not stepped up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Escape artist.
That's it. So have we got...
I knew I was going to have to be haranguing Peter and telling him what an evil man he was. For my A-levels, I had to study Milton's Paradise Lost, which talks about the descent of the angels into hell. So I read a bit of that to get some of the language. On the drive down to the location, thought through what I would say. You're claiming someone as a spawn of hell. It took quite a lot. In the end, we just had to stop because I didn't have any breath left.
Well done, you're all rats, guys. Well done. Thank you, everyone. Rolling up, yeah. And smoke, please. And action. And down, 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 down. Rolling. And action. Cut. Action. Cut.
That we need to get coming through.
Yeah.
Go! Action! Go! That was the one. Put someone just down his, down his chest as well, like some wet stuff.
Initially as just...
You're doing really well, dude.
So do you want him to...
Yeah, he needs to... He needs to fucking...
Yeah, rolling all. And action. Keep him going. And action. One more, baby.
There's like little big things set up to the high screen.
And action.
My opinion of the Middle Ages, like the 1500s, people were driven by fear so much. So I don't know, I wasn't there, I'll never know for sure, but there was a lot of people in cases, a lot of poor people who suffered horrific deaths and villagers who were driven by the fear, by the religion, the power groups who were like the mafia in those days. Who knows, it's like what happened, it's all, there is a mystery to this guy. Who really killed who and why? You don't know, was he set up? There is that possibility. He wasn't one of the main, like, flock, so to speak. And people like that sometimes can be easy targets. I suppose, like, you see a lot of films today where people, you know, have people killed and they blame it on the loner. And they can be vulnerable. And there's no, and in them days it was very barbaric, wasn't it, with like witches. You know, they drown the witch, she survives, we'll burn her at the stake. That's brutal, horrible, so horrible. So there is a part of empathy. We'll never know for sure, but I don't think people in them days got a fair trial, should we say. And it must have been quite a very scary time period to live in.
That's a wrap, everyone!